There's a quiet contradiction happening among high earning, no kids individuals, sinks right now. You're earning well, you have disposable income, you're financially literate enough to know what compounding can do, and yet tens of thousands are being funneled into a single goal: getting offered a bag. Not buying it, but earning the right to buy it. Today, we're dissecting the psychology behind the Hermes journey, why rational people willingly enter it, and why it escalates spending and how it subtly competes with your path to financial independence. What is the Hermes journey? Let's define it clearly. The Hermes journey is not just purchasing luxury goods. It's a structured consumption pathway where customers build a purchase history, often across categories like scarves, shoes, homeware, and jewelry, qualified for access to highly coveted items like the Birkin or Kelly bag. There is no official rule book. The ambiguity is intentional. So the typical pattern is about spending consistently, building a relationship with a sales associate, and signaling loyalty and brand alignment. And eventually, maybe you will be offered a quota bag. This transforms a simple purchase into a status game with delayed rewards, and that's where psychology takes over. The Hermes journey mirrors one of the most powerful behavioral conditioning systems ever studied, that is variable reinforcement. This is the same mechanism used in slot machines, loot boxes, and social media algorithms. You don't know when the reward will come, only that it might. That uncertainty increases engagement, emotional investment, and spending persistence. If Hermes guaranteed a bag after £20,000 spending, many would stop at £20,000. But because the reward is unpredictable, people overshoot, sometimes massively. You're no longer optimizing spending, you're just chasing resolution. This isn't just about owning a product, it's about becoming a type of person. The journey signals taste, patience, access, and insider status. For sync individuals who often lack traditional status markers like children or family legacy, consumption becomes a primary identity vehicle. And Hermes is particularly potent because it doesn't scream wealth, it whispers it. That exclusivity creates a psychological shift. You're not buying things, you're curating a narrative about yourself. And once identity is involved, spending becomes resistant to logic. Here's when it gets dangerous. Let's say you've already spent £15,000 building your profile. At that point, walking away feels like failure. So what happens? You spend more. Not because the next purchase is rational, but because it protects the meaning of previous purchases. This is the sunk cost fallacy in its purest form. I've come this far, I can't stop now. But from a financial standpoint, that £15,000 is already gone. Continuing doesn't recover it, it compounds the mistake. The Hermes journey doesn't happen in isolation. It's amplified by TikTok unboxings, YouTube journey breakdowns, Reddit spend ratios, subtle peer comparison. You start benchmarking. She got a Birkin after £25,000. I'm at £18,000. I'm close. This creates a micro competitive environment where spending escalates to keep pace. Even if you never say it out loud, there's an internal scoreboard. And here's the key issue: you're competing in a game where the rules are opaque and constantly shifting. That's not a market, that's a behavioral trap. So, what is the opportunity cost, which is actually the quiet killer? Let's quantify what's actually being traded. £30,000 spent on the Hermes journey could instead be seed capital for investments, a significant ISA contribution, and the foundation of a compounding portfolio. At a modest 7% annual return over 20 years, that £30,000 becomes over £116,000. So the real cost isn't £30,000. It's the six-figure future you gave up. This is the part most people avoid confronting because it reframes the purchase from luxury to financial delay. So why are sinks particularly vulnerable? Sink individuals sit in a unique psychological and financial position. The advantages of being a sink are they have high discretionary income, fewer financial obligations, and they have flexibility. But that creates vulnerabilities, more exposure to lifestyle inflation, greater reliance on consumption for meaning, and less structural pressure to allocate toward long-term security. Without internal constraints, spending expands to fill capacity, and the Hermes journey provides a socially validated way to do exactly that. So the real question isn't about whether Hermes products are worth it. That's the wrong frame. The real question is, are you in control of the journey, or is the journey controlling your financial trajectory? Because financial freedom isn't lost in one reckless decision. It's eroded through consistent, rationalized trade-offs that feel harmless in the moment. If you choose the Hermes path, do it consciously, but understand the game you're playing. It's not just about acquiring a bag, it's about what you're quietly giving up to get that bag. If you want a breakdown of how to balance luxury spending without sabotaging long-term wealth, we will see you in the next video, because the goal isn't deprivation, it's about control.